Hey guys, Matt from Midwest Lacrosse Company here to talk to all you stringers today about putting a nice mid pocket in a burn head. This is the high school version of the head. I've already strung up the top with a 9-diamond top string. I decided to go with a simple interlocks up top and just do 3 on each side and leave the center one hanging. And we're going to show you how to do stacked. So you stack 2 special interlocks on top of one another right there in the middle of the pocket. That gives you good channel, and it doesn't give you too much of a bump. It's pretty smooth once it wears in. So here we go. I'll walk you through it. Got our sidewall string. We already tied a knot in the end. We're going to find that 3rd hole down. I did my top string in the 2nd hole down to tie it tighter, but either way, if you do a 9-diamond top string, you should find the 3rd hole down. Go in through it. And you want to come out through that first 10-diamond hole you see there. And you want to go back in through the plastic hole, same hole. Create that loop by coming back out the same mesh piece. Pull that tight. Okay, now we're going to use a bunch of special interlocks, which we went over in the last video, but I'll show you again. You go down through the top of the mesh. We're going to skip a hole to keep it tight up top. And you go back up through the mesh, making sure that the string crosses over as well, so you get your hitch knot. And when you do it right, it folds down perfectly like that. Looks like on the other side we skipped another sidewall hole. So we'll go down through that one. Come up through the mesh, making sure the strings cross over one another. Pull it tight. And it looks like we did 2 in a row. So we don't stretch our mesh too far down the stick. It's good to have channel, but you really only want your channel to be about the width of the ball. Maybe a tiny bit tighter if you're looking for more width, but you don't need to go crazy with channel. You just need to make sure the top of your stick is pulled nice and tight, and then the channel kind of works itself out. Alright, so now we're on our 5th mesh hole. We're going to skip a sidewall hole, and then we're going to do a double SI. So what we're going to do first is we go through the 4th mesh hole and the 5th mesh hole before. It looks like we actually skipped 2 over there, so now we're going to skip 1, 2, go in that 3rd hole. This allows us to pull the channel just as tight as we want, and we get these 2 meshes stacked on top of each other, which is nice to put the pocket right there in the center. So now we've got 2 floaters, and the way we make them into a double stack interlock is to go back up through the 5th, and then we go back up through the 4th like so, and then we make sure we pull it tight first where it came from above, and then where it's going out right there like that. And then it looks like we did 2 more right behind it, each single special interlocks. The rest of them are just single SIs again, through the mesh, through the outside, back up through the mesh, making sure you cross the strings like that. Pull it out through the mesh, through the sidewall, pull it out, alright, what did we do on the other side? Then it looks like we skipped 1, hit a special interlock, skip 1, hit a special interlock, and then tied it off. So we'll skip a hole. And we'll hit our 10th diamond of mesh, our 10th 10 diamond. So that'll be our last one that we use in the stringing. Pull it tight, and now to finish it off and keep everything to the outside, we go in through that one, the second to last hole, and out through the last hole, just like so. And you give it the old tie off, and then you punch your pocket out to make sure everything looks good, of course, after you tie it tight. Make sure it's all pulled up, and then you see that you have yourself a nice mid pocket with a solid channel, pretty much a ball's width, which gives you good hold to whip ratio, nothing too fancy. And you see that is pretty much exactly what we're going for. It'll shift a little bit low when you're cradling upright, which is good, but mostly it'll just sit right there in the middle. You got yourself a nice functional mid pocket. And that's that, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check out our Instagram, Midwest Lacrosse Strings, at MWLac01, our Twitter at MWLac01, and MidwestLacrosse.com. We have custom strung heads on there, pretty much all done by myself. And they all are very functional as well as good looking. So go check out all of our other stuff. Thank you very much.